Alright, so welcome to this video on Chromium setup. So we're going to go to the settings and we're going to reset the settings just to make sure that everything's on their default. We'll take off this help Chromium better thing. Alright, so let's go through every single menu and make sure we've got this all set up nicely. This is set up to a work profile. You can rename this to and then we've got sync and Google services, so you definitely want to take off improve search and suggestion so it doesn't send anything to Google. Next thing I'll do as far as import, I'm not going to import anything at this time. Autofill, this is important here. What does this do? Password manager. Okay, this is here, settings. So what we want to do is take off this kind of offer to save passwords, sign in automatically, all that kind of stuff. So we'll go back and we'll go back. So the settings, it popped it up into a new tab here at the top. So we're going to close this tab here and we'll be back to our settings tab. So the next thing under autofill is payment methods. We definitely don't want to enable any payment methods and have it asked to save or save anything. So we'll close that out. Addresses, we don't want it to save any addresses or anything that we fill into any forms. So we'll back that out. Take the privacy guide, no thanks. Third-party cookies, I think everything's okay. Send a do not track will not hurt anything. And block third-party cookies, that's fine. Go back. And we'll go add privacy, add topics. Okay, that's off, that's good. Site suggested ads is off by default. Ad measurement is off by default, so that's great. Security, let's see what's in here. Standard protection, that's fine. Secure DNS, sometimes you can leave it as is, or you could, probably if you're using a VPN and such, you want to leave it as is. If you're not, you may want to consider using one of these DNS providers such as like Cloudflare. So I'll just leave it as is for now. And then site settings, let's see here. Sites can ask for your location. I'm going to turn that off. I generally don't want to give any website my location. Camera, microphone. Sites can ask to use your camera. You may want to keep that enabled for video conferencing. Same thing for that one. If you don't plan on using video conferencing in Chromium, which actually I don't plan on doing that, I can just turn that off for safety. Notifications, sites can ask to send notifications. That's typically like an email site that you have an email or something. Background sync is okay. What else do we got? Third-party cookies are blocked. JavaScript, that's okay. Images, sites can show images, sure. Pop-ups and redirect. Whether you want to allow sites to use pop-ups, you'll get a notification in the browser at the top generally. But you can check that. Sound, sites can play sound, of course. Otherwise, you're not going to hear anything on YouTube or something. Intrusive ads. Ads are blocked, unknown site to show intrude, that's fine. PDF documents, may want to download them instead. Insecure content, you can change that, but that's for older stuff. Sites can verify you're not a bot. I'm going to turn that off because this setting works identifying you or allowing sites to see your browsing history. So if alright, so onto the performance tab here. The memory saver is pretty important. I'll take a moment. So if you turn this on, what happens is your tabs in that you open, the multiple tabs, will not get updated until you go back to them, until you tab to them. So this is going to be relevant to if you have like a Facebook tab open and your new stuff comes in, if you have stock tickers or anything where there's persistent loading in the background in terms of data getting updated. So just be wary of that. If you are on a low-end desktop or laptop, it would probably turn this on, as in less than like 8 gigs of RAM at this point in time. So that would be worth turning on. I'm going to leave as is. Onto appearance. We want to show, I do show the bookmarks tab and do show the home button. So home button, and then the bookmarks is this blank area here where we can add bookmarks. Everything else as is. If you are on a kind of glasses or something, or you need a bigger font, then this may be, you may want to modify the font size here. Search engine, you definitely want to move away from Google and Bing, perhaps DuckDuckGo. I will, in a later video show you start page and how to do that. You can then manage the different search engines. I would delete Google, and I would delete Bing so they never come back, and then we can add other ones. Okay, we'll head over to default browser. We'll leave that as is. On startup, you can set that how you want what you want the browser to do when you first open it. I'm going to leave it on open new tab. Languages, this is an interesting little page. So we have English here. We want to turn English is fine. If you want to add languages, you're welcome to. What I do is I turn off spell check, because if spell check's on, that means something is scanning your words and what you're reading on the screen. So that's a big brother thing. So I would turn that off. Next, Google Translate, again, a big brother thing. I turn that off. If you do want to translate pages, I would go to, the translate page itself, which is translate.google.com or one of these other translate sites. So I turn that off, again, at big brother. Downloads, you definitely want to have ask me every time. So turn that on, ask me where to save it. So you don't have everything showing up in your downloads folder. Again, accessibility, nothing to change here. System, everything as is okay. Hardware acceleration would be great. And that concludes the initial Chromium setup. Look forward to seeing you in a future video for part 2 on terms of any add-ons and other things that we do.